Hey guys, I don't know how many of you are bodybuilding fans, but if you are a bodybuilding fan, then this past week was probably absolutely amazing for you. We got to see Chris Bumstead on an open stage, which was incredible. And in case you don't know who Chris Bumstead is, well, I guess everyone knows who Chris Bumstead is. I mean, he has a pretty huge Instagram following, but maybe you actually don't know who that is. So let me just tell you really quick who Chris Bumstead is, and then we're gonna talk about what happened. Who's Chris Bumstead? Chris Bumstead is a young bodybuilder. He's one of the first Mr. Olympia champions in the Classic Physique category. I think he's the second Classic Physique champion. The first one was Brian Ainsley. So Chris Bumstead won the biggest bodybuilding competition 6 years in a row, while also building a huge Instagram following and while also making a freaking insane career out of this shit. And well, he won this year as well. But right after winning his 6th title, he made an announcement. He announced that he's going to be retiring so he can focus on his family.
Yeah, I think a lot of people know what's coming, right? It's with a really bittersweet feeling that this is going to be my last time up on the stage.
But just a few days later, he made another announcement. He announced that he's actually going to be competing for one more time in Prague Pro. But this time he said he was gonna compete in the open category, which I think got everyone excited. I mean, I couldn't fucking wait for this show to happen just so I can talk about it. And man, it just happened this past week, and well, what a show. What a fucking show. It was absolutely incredible. What made this show even more exciting was the fact that Martin Fitzwater was also going to compete here. He just got top 4 at the Mr. Olympia in the open category, so he's one of the best bodybuilders in the world right now. Sean Clorida also said he was gonna do the Prague Pro in the open category, and he's a former 212 champion. So we got to see Chris Bumstead next to some of the best bodybuilders in the world. We actually got to see how good Chris Bumstead really is. So my expectations were pretty low going into this show. I mean, the Prague Pro was only 4 weeks after the Mr. Olympia, so Chris didn't really have much time to prepare or to put on any muscle. And he also said he was doing this show just for fun and to give the fans what they wanted. So I was definitely not expecting much, but I was also wrong not to expect much because he looked absolutely incredible. He looked insane on stage, bro. 2 days ago, I was watching Nick Strength and Power's video on the prejudging, and Chris Bumstead was right there, right in the center with Martin Fitzwater, which means Chris was either going to win the show or get the 2nd place, and I actually had him winning 5 of the poses. His conditioning was also better, his structure was obviously better, he had a smaller waist, he was also taller than Martin Fitzwater, which is also an advantage. So I actually had Chris Bumstead winning the prejudging, which is absolutely incredible. I mean, just imagine coming from the Classic Physique category and going against one of the best bodybuilders in the world and actually winning the show. But I also knew it's a 2-day show, so I knew Martin could come in a lot better at the finals. And Chris had no chance of doing that because his conditioning was already on point. And well, that's exactly what happened. I mean, Martin came in a little better at the finals, his conditioning was a little better, and he did end up winning the show. But Chris still got the 2nd place, and he only got 4 weeks to prepare for the show. I mean, just imagine if he had a full year to prepare for an open show. He would probably end up winning, right? And this just shows you how good Chris Bumstead actually is. Anyway, this is what I wanted to talk about. I know not a lot of you are bodybuilding fans, it's not really a mainstream sport or something, but this past week was still absolutely amazing. And well, if you like this video, you can give it a like, you can subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.